Welcome to another episode of Who Gives a Dram. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode, and this is going to be the Christmas episode, so Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everybody. It's definitely been a very, very strange year, and I think that this holiday season is one of the more important ones of the year, or of really, of recent memory, because although we can't be a lot of us can't be with our families, our friends, our loved ones. This year has really kicked us all in the ass, and we deserve to have this time for ourselves, and we deserve to sit back, preferably with some whiskey, like I'm gonna do, to celebrate what we have accomplished this year, and to celebrate the fact that we're still here, we're still kicking, we're still doing what we do, and that alone is a reason to celebrate. Christmas time has always been one of my favorite times of the year, and it feels different this year without being able to see a lot of my family and friends. But you just keep pushing along, and you roll with the punches, and you just do what you can. You do what you can. So Merry Christmas to everybody. Hopefully this is reaching everyone at a good spot, and I want to start off by saying, obviously, follow the podcast on Instagram at Who Gives a Dram, and subscribe to my YouTube, Who Gives a Dram on YouTube. This is my second video podcast, and the first video podcast came to an incredible. I had so many people reaching out to me, telling me how much they liked it, how they preferred watching on video. I don't know why, but it really meant a lot to me. The whole community that I've been able to meet and interact with on Instagram and throughout this whole process has been really incredible. So I'm happy to do a video podcast. I what really got me to make this podcast was my other podcast with my brother. Life in the Basement at LITB Podcast on Instagram. That kind of made me fall in love with the process of producing content and going through the entire stages of doing a podcast. And once I found whiskey and I fell in love with whiskey, it was kind of just a natural evolution to merge these two together. And this video podcast is just another step forward, another ring on the ladder, another rung on the ladder to whatever the final destination is. I don't know what it is, but to have every whiskey in the world. That's the final outcome. That's the main goal, is to own every single whiskey ever produced. That's not going to happen, but you can always dream. So because it's Christmas time, I'm going a little bit different than what I'm used to on the podcast today. Obviously, we're going to be sipping something. Obviously, we're going to be reviewing something, as we always do on Who Gives a Dram. But going a little bit outside the box today. I'm sticking with Buffalo Trace, as I said I was. But I made a fairly last minute decision to change up what I was going to be reviewing this week. A lot of drinks and recipes and cocktails around Christmas time revolve around cream liqueurs. So something like a Bailey's or a RumChata or anything along those lines. A lot of spiked eggnogs are made with that, and several different types of cocktails. So a few weeks ago, I was in a local liquor store and just, prowling around looking for a good whiskey buy. And something that I haven't been able to find at all came across my eye, and the shelf was stocked full of them. So I bought one immediately. I had some that night with my family because I was dying to try it, and I fell in love with it. So I'm very, very excited to sip this today on the podcast. And it's a little bit outside the box, but I think it's going to be good. And if you have some of this, I recommend drinking some of this during this holiday season, and potentially maybe having some in your coffee on Christmas morning, or as a dessert type of drink, an adult dessert drink would be appropriate. But I'm gonna bring it right over here now. We got Bailey's. I'm sorry, not Bailey's. What am I talking about? This is the opposite of Bailey's. Buffalo Trace Bourbon Cream is what we got on this on the podcast today, and this stuff is something that I've been looking for forever, and I was so excited to find it. I was so excited to be able to taste it, and the thing about Buffalo Trace Bourbon Cream is it's bourbon cream. It's a cream liqueur, but it's distilled with Buffalo Trace bourbon, which we just reviewed last week, and it's one of my favorite budget bourbons, depending on what your budget is, and it's one of my favorite go-to everyday pours. And I was so excited to find this sitting on the shelves, stocked on the shelves here in Rhode Island. So a little bit about the Buffalo Trace Bourbon Cream. Like I said, it is a cream liqueur, and it is distilled with Buffalo Trace bourbon. It's 15% alcohol, which means it's 30 proof, and it is it's got rave reviews on the internet. I mean, you can't really find any tasting notes or anything. It's gonna taste like a cream liqueur. That's basically what the deal is with a cream liqueur. But everybody always has the greatest things to say about it, and from what I can remember, the first time I drank it, so will I. So we're gonna go ahead, and again, this is gonna be a little bit different. As you can see, I have 2 glasses here. That's because we're gonna drink 2 different drinks today, and the second one will come at the end. But first, we're going to do a neat pour here. Let's get a little bit of that in there. Just a little bit, just enough. I don't want to overdo it right now. Actually, that was supposed to go in the Glencairn glass, but that's all good. We'll do it in this glass. Let me get this out of the way. So there we go. You can kind of see the color there on the video podcast. I mean, it looks like a cream liqueur. It looks like something that, you sip on in your coffee. It looks delicious. It looks like melted coffee ice cream, is what the look of it looks like, and I can already smell it without even putting my nose near it. It's got, oh man, it smells delicious. It's got it smells very good, but one of the few complaints I read and I agree with about Buffalo Trace Bourbon Cream is it's got almost like a synthetic sugar smell, like a chemically sugar smell, which is not unnormal for cream liqueurs, but I feel like it stands out a bit more in this. But you get really hit in the face with a shit ton of vanilla, like all the vanilla. And I get like vanilla ice cream, a little bit of like caramel, some of that synthetic sugar, with a great look to it. So, I'm just gonna drink this now. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna drink it. So, we got, again, Buffalo Trace Bourbon Cream, distilled by Buffalo Trace. Cheers. Yeah, it's delicious. Just neat, Drinking it neat. That's something else, man. The main thing in this is the vanilla. That's what stands out the most in this drink. It's a high content of vanilla. It's like slaps you in the face vanilla, seriously. On the back end, you can taste the bourbon a little bit. On the back end, you do get a heavy bourbon finish. And you get some of that spice that's kind of that you expect with a bourbon or a whiskey in general. I get a lot of cinnamon in the back. A lot of like a subtle cinnamon finish with vanilla, and it's delicious. It really is delicious. So it does taste. We're gonna do another sip here. Yep. Punches you in the mouth with vanilla. You get that bourbon spice in the middle. The back end is followed by a hint of cinnamon, more vanilla, and just a very, very nice treat. This is definitely something that you have. This is a dessert drink. This is the epitome of what you drink after you steak dinner. It's, I would say, neat. You can definitely enjoy it neat. This is something that I would probably put on the rocks if I was going to drink it neat. But you definitely can just enjoy it in your whiskey glass, in your rocks glass, in your Glencairn glass, and it will taste perfectly fine. But first let me finish what's in the glass here. Without wasting too much time, we're going to do a bit more bourbon cream in here. There's no cork pop on this, so for the people listening to the podcast, I apologize. We're going to do a little bit more bourbon cream here, right? And this is what I call the adult root beer float. Get that in the shot. This is the greatest drink I've ever created myself. And I'm known for making some pretty damn good whiskey sours from scratch. They actually have this, I don't know if you want to call it a cocktail or I don't know. It's an adult root beer float. It's on the Buffalo Trace website when they pair it with the bourbon cream here. And I want to drink it so bad, so I'm going to open up the root beer. A&W root beer, of course. Of course I'm choosing A&W root beer. If that's not the root beer that you choose, then you're strange. I don't even want to associate with you. And we're going to pour some root beer in the glass. And you can tell, this is like the weirdest whiskey review. If you look at the color, it lightens up definitely a little bit. But it still has that creamy vanilla look to it. It looks like a root beer float without the ice cream. If I had ice cream, I'd put a scoop of ice cream in here, but I don't have ice cream. And that's partly because after Christmas, I'm going into fight camp in preparation for the McGregor fight on January 23rd versus Dustin Poirier. It's neither here nor there, but my prediction is McGregor second round knockout. That's my prediction for that. Anyway, this is the adult root beer float, and we're going to give 2 ratings after this. I'm going to rate the Buffalo Trace Bourbon Cream by itself, and then this. So, Slante. I can't really tell if I have any in my mustache right now. I don't think I do, but yeah. Yep. This is so when I was growing up, my mom would always make root beer floats during halftime of the Super Bowl. That was just been what's one of the many family traditions that we've had since I can remember. Root beer floats on Super Bowl halftime. Like, I remember dating myself here. I remember the first time, I don't know, remember when the first time Bruno Mars has done the halftime show. Bruno Mars and Beyonce have done the halftime show, I think a collective 25 times each. Or total, I should say. At least what it seems. That's what it seems like. And we just always have root beer floats. That's just been a thing. The Super Bowl is made for just kind of picky food, and then we threw in root beer floats because they're delicious. This tastes exactly like a root beer float, and I'm not joking. This is a root beer float. This is like the perfect dessert drink. I could chug this right now. Oh my God. If you haven't had this, seriously, if you own Buffalo Trace Bourbon Cream or you know you can find it, do yourself a favor. Definitely try it neat, but put in the root beer and it will change your life for the better. I mean, this drink could end wars. This is the tastiest dessert drink that I've ever had. I would take this over a vanilla milkshake from McDonald's. And I'm putting my foot down with that. This is the best. And what makes it even better is that you get kind of buzzed off it. That's the best part. Now, does it help that I haven't really ate a whole lot today, and I'm going right into drinking some thick bourbon cream? Probably not. Is that going to affect my score? Not on the taste part, but on the how much I'm enjoying it right now, probably. But this, I mean, this drink reminds me of graduating to the adult table at Thanksgiving. That's what this drink is to me. It's like you still get the vibes, like when all your family graduates to eating together instead of having the kids at the separate table. You still have the vibes of all the kids eating at a separate table, but you're not actually at a separate table anymore. You're all together. That's what this drink is. It takes me back to root beer floats as a kid, but now I'm at the adult table because it's 30% alcohol and it's delicious. So if we're gonna do a rating for the bourbon cream itself. The bourbon cream itself is probably, and this is separate from the actual whiskey ratings because, I mean, it's a Buffalo Trace product, but this is not whiskey. So I'm not counting this towards, like, I'm not comparing it to any whiskeys. All I'm doing is reviewing it on its own as its individual drink and as an individual beverage. Both of these, this is one. They're both two separate things. The Buffalo Trace Bourbon Cream and the adult root beer float. So the Buffalo Trace Bourbon Cream, if I'm rating it based on, like, compared to other cream liqueurs, which is just Bailey's for me. It's up there. It's definitely, it's like a 9.2 Buffalo Trace Bourbon Cream on its own. I mean, you could sip that. I can see how some people might not like it because it does have a tad bit of a chemically taste to it. However, most people would like, if you like Bailey's, you'll like this Buffalo Trace Bourbon Cream 100 times more, especially if you like bourbon, because Bailey's is, of course, made with Irish whiskey, whereas this is made with bourbon. So if you like bourbon, like me and John Wick, then you will like this. You will like this better. But the root beer float. Now, there's no such thing as a perfect 10. However, so I can't give this a perfect 10. However, I can give it a 9.9. There's got to be some flaw with it. I don't know what it is yet. But this Buffalo Trace Bourbon Cream adult root beer float is a 9.9. Buffalo Trace, congratulations on inventing the greatest dessert drink of all time. Oh, I could finish this whole bottle. If I had a full 2-liter bottle of root beer and a full thing of Buffalo Trace Bourbon Cream, I would drink both in one night. And it would be simultaneously the best and worst night of my life. But that's going to do it for today. That's going to do it for this episode 7 of Who Gives a Dram. We got the Buffalo Trace Bourbon Cream here and the adult root beer float. Thank you for tuning in. Seriously, it means the world to me. Everyone who reaches out and everybody who supports the show. Follow the show at Who Gives a Dram. Subscribe on YouTube, Who Gives a Dram on YouTube. I love doing these video podcasts, and I've got some really, really cool things planned for the new year. Again, if you want to collab or partner up, or you want me to sponsor one of your products or anything like that, if you want to send me free whiskey, shoot me a DM on Instagram, shoot me an email, whogivеsadram@gmail.com. Let's get the ball rolling on all this stuff. But the biggest point today, besides the alcohol, is have a Merry Christmas. The best Christmas gift I've gotten this year is the fact that I've been able to meet all these new people in this community, in this whiskey community, and just be accepted with open arms. And it's been awesome. Seriously, I can't get enough of it. So Merry Christmas, everybody out there. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. I hope everybody has the best holiday, because this is the holiday. This is what we deserve right now as a collective human population after the year 2020. We deserve this. So I'm going to let my brother Nick Bossy play me out Pretty New Diamond. Get the single on Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff. And I'm going to go finish this and probably make another one, and who knows where that's going to bring me for the rest of the night. So again, thank you very much, you guys. Have a great day. Have a great night. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you guys later.
Up in New England, that girl sure loved me. We got together and brought things to life. So I did buy her a pretty new diamond, and asked that sweet woman if she'd be my wife. Kind of feeling love songs are made of. With that sweet woman, spend the rest of my life. Before she came along, I was hurting, but at the end of my tunnel, I saw no light. My heart, and I can't keep going. Guess I'll just sit here and get drunk tonight. Vows they meant nothing, and she ran to a stranger, and with Johnny Walker I'm passing my time. And I asked the Lord, what should I do? But I'm too drunk to hear him tonight. So sit with my bottle while Hank Sr.'s singing, I'm so lonesome I could cry. Gave me back that pretty new diamond and broke my heart a second time. But I got the last laugh when I pawned off her ring, 'cause I bought me a dime bag and a case of Coors Light. I asked the Lord, oh, what should I do? But I'm too drunk to hear him tonight. So sit with my bottle while Hank Sr. singing, I'm so lonesome I could cry. So sit with my bottle while Hank Sr. singing, I'm so lonesome I could cry.